she likes. So I'm going to start off chapter 9, verse 1. And it says, wisdom has built her house. She has hewn out her 7 pillars. She has slaughtered her meat. She has mixed her wine. She has also furnished her table. She has sent out her maidens. She cries out from the highest places of the city. Whoever is simple, let him turn in here. As for him who lacks understanding, she says to him, come eat of my bread and drink of the wine that I have mixed. Forsake foolishness and live, and go in the way of understanding. I'm going to switch to message version for chapter 7 through 12 because it's kind of what I want us to pay attention to today. What you got, passion?
Go with it.
Okay. So the seventh verse of chapter 9 says, if you reason with an arrogant cynic, you'll get slapped in the face. If you confront bad behavior, you'll get a kick in the shins. So don't waste your time on a scoffer.
Yeah.
All you'll get for your pain is abuse. But if you correct those who care about life, now that's different. They'll love you for it. Save your breath for the wise. They'll be wiser for it. Tell good people what you know, and they'll profit from it. Skilled living gets its start in the fear of God. Insight into life from knowing a holy God. It's through me, Lady Wisdom, that your life deepens, and the years of your life ripen. Live wisely, and wisdom will permeate your life. Mock life, and life will mock you. Then we got the last one. You want to do what you want me to do?
Oh, go ahead.
I want it done to hear your voice.
Really?
Yeah. Can you do 13 to the rest?
Do you want me to read yours?
It doesn't matter what version. I just want to.
All right. There is a spirit named Foolish, who is boisterous and brash. She's seductive and restless. And there she sits at the gateway to high places, on her throne overlooking the city. She preaches to all who walk by her who are clueless as to what is happening. Come home with me, she invites those who are easily led astray, saying illicit sex is the best sex of all. Our secret affair will be sweeter than all others. Little do they know when they answer her call. Little do they know when they answer her call that she dwells among the spirits of the dead, and all her guests soon become citizens of hell.
Wow.
It's like the Roach Motel.
Wow.
Just
You come in,
check
but you don't
never
check
check out. That's exactly what that's saying.
Wow.
It's interesting because I've been listening to this one since yesterday. I listened to it on my phone in just different versions, and then hearing Newt's versions with the Message and what's this one, honey?
New King James.
New King, and then looking at my New International and Passion. They all explain it. It means the same, but it's explained so differently. It makes you think, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Another good one is Amplified. If you
Amplified.
look at it. So the reason why I like to look through the different versions is just say Message is way more poetic and kind of in your face to me. The language is more like raw, like it doesn't care too much about your feelings.
Yeah, that's Message.
Right. But I'm old school, I'm 55, so I kind of grew up on New King James Version. So some of the thuses and thous and those things kind of make sense to me a little bit more in the New King James Version. So that's why I go back and forth between those two. So it's a preference.
Yeah.
Between whatever.
It's good to just look at all of them.
Right. So there's no right or wrong. And I'm saying that for our folks that don't necessarily read the Bible per se or look at it as religious. They think you got to be something special to read the Bible. You know, it's
It's for everyone.
Yeah, it's for everyone.
Written
It's a
for
book,
all.
right?
And the reason why there are so many versions is for those who may need that other
Right.
interpretation. So
Right.
open the Word.
Just grab it. Yeah, just grab it. Just like you can get any other book.
Mhm.
You know, if that's how you need to approach it at first, and approach it that way at first.
And it will give you what life cannot.
Yes, 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 yes. So our life application today, you guys, because we're going to get into this workout today, because this workout today is ab intervals. So we're going to be up and down. So whenever I got to get up and get down, that's a workout in itself for me. We're 50s, we're in our 50s, so
Right.
going from the floor to standing up, that's an exercise in itself. So,
When you're this age.
yeah. So, you know, getting up, because you know, your joints and your flexibility is a little different.
Totally different.
We're going to be doing ab intervals. We'll be going up and down. I'm saying that before we get to the workout part. I want you to pay attention. I want you to be wise. Listen to wisdom. And listen to your body and be wise. Don't move too fast in the transitions.
Even if you have to jump in after we're on number 3 or 4, I do it all the time.
It's all right.
It's okay.
It's all right.
We're still moving.
Exactly. You blessed if you get the rest. That's what it is. As long as you're doing something, something is better than nothing. And we want you to pay attention to every time you go to the floor, tighten your core. You know, like think about keeping this core engaged. Now your core is that whole band around you. So you don't want to hurt that lower back, getting down to the floor, pushing up without paying attention to your form. So I'm saying that to you ahead of time before we get to that. Now we're going to get into this life application.
Yeah, because I think it's so important to jump into that after what we learned about wisdom.
So our life application today is that's the wrong one. Here you go. Get ready to give you yesterday's again.
That's a good one though.
We called it today. We said the wise receive and fools do not.
Wow.
The wise receive
I like this one.
and fools do not. So we have we're gonna focus on the 7th through the 9th verse. The 7th through the 9th verse and verse 11 and 12 in this piece. That's why I went to read that in the Message Bible, because it's a little different. So I'm just basically going to read what we wrote here. I think it's kind of self-explanatory. If you want to jump in or out or something, then that's cool. So great leaders, again, we're taking this from a leadership position, because we believe that we're all leaders in some capacity, some area of giftedness. I know I say it over and over again. By the time 31 days is over, you'll hear that 31 times, and it'll be locked in your head, and you know that you're a leader, that you're leading something. Something is depending on your impact, your influence, your ideas. If you make something, if you challenge something, if you make something want to dream more, if you make something want to, to grow more, to learn more, to be better, then you're a leader.
Yeah.
That's kind of the rule. It's kind of the rule. If you make anything want to move from where it is to a better state of being or a larger state of being, then you are a leader. Yeah. Okay, so I like to look at life from the leadership aspect, and wisdom and leadership connect together. So, that's why we keep saying leadership, okay? So great leaders, you, are always ready and willing to receive correction and advice so they can learn a new thing. While on the other hand, foolish people are not. In fact, when a foolish person is offered sound advice or correction, not only do they reject it, but the giver may also run the risk of an attack in the form of an exaggerated tale about how that foolish man was verbally abused or belittled by the one offering advice or correction. So that's a long sentence. Let me say it like this. Sometimes we set out to help a person, and if that person is foolish, not only they reject our help or the things that we're saying to try to, make things a little better for them, you can get attacked.
Absolutely.
They'll switch that story around and say you were talking about them, or you were coming at them, or whatever the case may be, So not only do they just reject that good advice that you've given them, that can be flipped around and pointed towards your character and cause you some discomfort in the environment or some pain and hurt within your own heart. Yeah. So be careful. Be careful.
I've recently learned that the hard way, knowing when to give. And you got pearls.
Right.
You got pearls.
Good stuff.
And if your pearls when you give them out, they're just being thrown among the swine.
Right.
then those pearls don't go there.
Right.
And you need to figure that out and figure it out quickly.
So I'm gonna.
If you keep stepping out of them.
Okay, stepping out of yours.
Yeah.
So I'm going to. I didn't ask Kim because I say this, so hopefully she don't pop me. Right. But Kim said recently she learned that Kim always finds herself in that position because she's a helper. So she looks to help people and to help extend it and clear things out the way and make things nice for folks, and everyone's not always ready to receive that. So she finds herself in that position a lot more than I think she'll say, and it hurts.
No, what I'm saying today is that I recently learned chapter 9.
Okay.
Not that I haven't experienced that before, but understood the value of what I'm offering.
Okay.
So that's what I recently learned.
Okay.
That, those pearls, they'll actually have pearls. And I'm easily giving, you're right, I'm a helper. But there are times when I need to keep those pearls for places that they can regrow, reroute, and get back to me. And sometimes they are not.
Right.
Because I just give it out.
Right.
So that's what I mean.
So the reason why I brought that up is not to put Kim on the spot or not to say that there's a right or wrong, but to say that if that is just your character, if that's one of your purposes,
to be a helper, to be a giver, then get ready for this cycle. Yeah. And keep this in mind that there's a time when you're going to have to say, all right. Mm-hmm. That wisdom just let me know that you're not ready for these pearls.
Which means you're going to have to fight yourself.
Yeah.
You're going to have to fight your own tendency, your own tendency, which is your own purpose, to help someone.
Mm-hmm. To overhelp.
Right.
Now, we're not saying close up your bowels of mercy.
No.
Because I learned from a really good friend of mine, she said that a person who knows God, who already understands him, that's not you closing up your bowels of mercy. That is when the opposite of them being wise is happening. They're refusing the doctrine. They're refusing sound doctrine. They're refusing your pearls. So guess what? You're not binding up, you're not holding back mercy. But for people who don't know the Lord, as well, I don't want to get into all that. They are the ones that you don't want to close up. Right. Because sinners sin. Right. But people who know God, they know too. They hear just like you do. Right. That's when you have to say, okay, I need to just let wisdom.
That take its path.
So
I'm gonna give you an example of me, my life. So at one point in my life, about a 20-year cycle, I was caught in this cycle, this loop. And this was early on before I even knew Kim. My oldest sister, she was like there for me. She was like the one that I could go cry to, if you will. She was my big sister, right? So I was in this negative loop, and like she would hear me, but wouldn't do much, because the work that needed to be done was really mine. I'm just trying to talk loosely around the topic. And one time year, so after I got myself together, and did the work to get out of that loop, I went to her, which was part of some of the work I was doing, to thank her and to be honest with her about how I was feeling, what I was doing throughout all those years while I was playing games. And I asked her, why was it that you were so patient with me? And she said to me, well, who knows if the next time would have been the time, that you came out of your cycle. Mm-hmm. So who am I to stop, Yeah. But here's what she did. She was wise in that she listened, but she didn't offer anything. Mm-hmm. She didn't offer any resources. She didn't offer any time, any effort, any solutions. She was just a sounding board for me, right? And that's what I needed. So it was up to me to do the work to fix the thing, but she was there, stood there with her wisdom and held it until I crossed that little barrier, if you will, of me, making excuses for my own life, before she opened up the floodgates and said, well, here's how we can do, and here's what we. So I'm trying to give that as an example to say she did not help me, but she didn't help me. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? She was there, but I had to do the work. Yeah. So that's kind of what we're saying to you. So the next line that I wrote after is saying, listen, you run the risk of being attacked by some exaggerated tale around how foolish around how the foolish man was verbally abused or belittled by you because what you were doing was trying to help them, right? And all you was giving advice or correction. The next line I wrote says, this does not mean that the wise leader should stop trying to help people.
Right.
It simply means that when one encounters foolish resistance, like Kim just said, withdraw your gift and allow that foolish person to remain a fool until they're ready, to receive.
Yeah.
Right? That's just kind of where it stands. And on the flip side here, the wise person is eager to receive rebuke, reprove, and advice, anything that can make them grow better, to make them evaluate a thing, push it forward. So as wise leaders, we should always be prepared to help other wise people continue their quest for personal and professional growth by engaging in conversations that consistently point them to a cycle of self-continuous improvement. So our conversations with folks should be more about how to get better. So they say they say that unproductive people talk about other people, right? They say average people talk about things, the weather, politics, stuff that's happening right now that you really can't change is happening. But they say that productive people, the high performers, talk about ideas. They talk about what's next, right? How do I push from where I am to what's coming next?
Good morning, viewers. Good morning.
So to kind of finish up the life application, it's important for us to understand that wisdom adds to our quality of living and our ability to sustain that quality of living for long periods of time. However, it is our own responsibility to seek wisdom, and it's our own loss if we reject it. So every individual is responsible for their own conduct, such that the choices we make affect our own lives. In other words, wisdom is telling us that whatever happens or doesn't happen in our lives is totally on us. The wise receive and fools do not.
Absolutely.
That is our life application for today.
And our time is like, that time is perfect. Good.
So we're ahead of time today.
We're ahead of time
today. All right. So you guys, again, like I told you, today is an ab interval workout. So you're going to be going down and up, down on the ground and up on and standing up. There are a few exercises in here that if your core, your front core, or your back core, because we're going to do some front core exercise and some back core exercise. If it's not strong and you feel it burn, then just pause, put your feet down, or do some of the modified moves. So there's some times when we're going to be lifting our feet. Maybe you can only lift 1 foot, or you can do 2 and then put your feet down and do 2 more, or whatever the case may be. Or put your hands back to hold yourself up. So do what you need to do to modify yourself, but keep form. Keep form so you don't tweak your back or your front core. All right? Do your best if we get the rest. That's where we are today. Child's pose. Child's pose.
Hopefully you have your mat, guys.
Into a plank. So if you can't put your feet up on the plank, keep your feet on your knees on the ground. Going back to child's pose. Now, don't overextend your child's pose if you're just getting warm. Back in the plank,
so your knees can
back
stay
to
down.
your child's pose. Back to plank. Now we're going to change it a little bit. We're going to go to downward dog, which brings your hips up. Back to plank. Back to downward dog. Push the butt in the air. Nice V in your body. Back to plank. One more time, downward dog. Tighten that core up top. Back to plank, keeping your body flat, core tight, hips tucked. Right? Now we're going to go to downward dog. Now those of you who can do this, bring your hip up. Your foot up. Back foot back into downward dog. We're going to do the other foot. Bring it up.
Good job, good job. Bring it back. One more time. That's good. You should feel that in your obliques when you bring that foot up and take it back. Last one, other side. Bring it back up into downward dog. Hold it there. Come on into a regular plank. I want you to hold that plank for a second.
Okay,
If you can't, put your knees
put your
down.
knees down.
And then jump back in. Your shoulders are going to work a little today. So we're going down the low plank. That's on your elbows. So your elbows should be right under your shoulders. You're not humping your back and you're not leaning your back down. You're kind of using your core to keep your body straight. Your head, your eyes, you're looking like right at your hands, sort of. So we're going to come to the side, right? Side plank hold, so your feet are up. If you can't put both your feet up, then bend your lower knee. 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on your butt. We're going to do what's called a V-sit. So I want your hands on the floor this time, and I want you to just lift your feet up. Put your weight, you're making a V with your body. Try to keep those legs straight. 2, 1. We're coming back to that same side, and we're going to do that hip up.
If you need that, please remember to bend that knee.
Here's the modified move. Your knee is down. That's modified like that. Right?
Woo.
Come to your low plank.
Not my thing.
Come to your low plank. Right? And you're just doing knees down and up. Knees down and up. Try to keep that butt flat as much as possible.
I'm sliding.
2. Now we're going to the other side. I'm going to flip this way so I keep facing you.
Sorry guys, you can't see.
You're going on that oblique.
I'm on the other side.
Side hold. Side hold. Modified move is your knee down. So now we're coming to your butt again. Going back to that V again. If you're good, you can put the hands up. If not, keep them down. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. Come back to that same side. Now you're going up and down on that side. Should start to get a little easier for you. You can put your hand up, or you can put your hand on your hip. So what you're doing is you're trying to keep that hip turn. You're tightening the underside of your core. Modified move, knee down. Now we're coming up, standing all the way up. Told you it's a little workout today. I'm sorry.
It's a lot of workout today.
So I know you can't see me on mine, but I'm gonna keep it there so you can see the floor more than me. This is kind of like a standing crunch. Show it to you from the side.
Slow down if you have to, because I'm definitely going to pay attention to my body.
So it's ab intervals, a little cardio in there. Working on that whole core. 3, 2, 1. Going back to the floor. On this one here, you're laying flat. So your hands behind your head, alternating heel touch, right? So I want my shoulders off the ground a little bit, keep my lower back in the ground without extending my neck too much. So what I'm doing is trying to tuck my chin so that I'm engaging my core. You're touching the knees, you're touching the feet each time. You're putting one down, they're alternating. So only one is in the air at a time. We're going to build this move up to something a little harder as we go. So now put them both down. Front leg, front arm. Front leg, front arm touch. Back to the floor. There you go. Try to keep that lower back on the floor. There you go. If you can't keep your shoulders off the floor, then put them on the ground. But what you want to do is try to keep that lower back on the ground. You don't want to hyperextend that lower back. Switch to the other side. Ready, go. Good job, you guys. Work that core. So when you do the work, when you extend, I'm lifting my legs and my arm, I'm breathing out. So when I breathe out, it causes my stomach to go in. Those muscles contract, and it helps with the exercise. Good work. Good work. Keep going. We're almost there. 3, 2, 1. Now it's going to get a little harder, you guys. Both arms over your head. You're going to lift both legs and down. If you can't do both legs, then put one down and just lift one and alternate them. All right? It's important that you keep that lower back on the floor when you go down. If you can't keep it on the floor, then don't take your legs down as far. Ready? We're coming up. So it's kind of like a sprint. So we're going to go forward, back, and side to side. So move forward, move back, side to side. Feet together, side to side.
Right.
Split it up.
We'll tap, tap, tap,
Split
tap,
that.
tap, tap.
So you're keeping your core tight this whole time.
I
There you
didn't know
go.
which workout was this tight today. He didn't show me this one.
So with the modified move, you're not leaving the ground. Side to side. 3, 2, 1. Coming back to the floor, you guys.
Oh my goodness.
So in this one, it's the scissor kick, right? So you're trying not to touch your heels on the ground. So the last one we just did is a scissor kick. So you're trying not to touch your heels on the ground. You're going back and forth with your heels. Your modified move, just keep one down. Or just touch the ground and come back up. Right? So what you want to do with these is you want to put your heels out, not your toe. All right, bring them both to the floor, right? Same thing, front leg, front arm, but you're trying to keep that back leg off the floor too. If you cannot, just put the back leg down on the ground. Just repeat what we did the first time. Breathe out on the work. Good work. Good work. There you go. Just get your core strong. Bring it down. Ready, next side. If you can't keep both feet off the ground, then put that stationary foot on the ground. And just lift and lower. If you have to take the break, reset, and go. All right, ready? Both feet down, hands out, both feet up.
And we'll just continue this one, guys, with the one leg, one hand, and reversing sides.
So I feel this one. You heard me stop talking. So you're thinking long body when you stretch out. Long body, short body. Keeping that weight in the core, not your lower back. The moment your legs go too low and it goes in your lower back, don't put your legs down that low anymore. 3, 2, 1, bring it up. Woo! Hop, hop, squat. Side to side, we did this exercise yesterday. So it's like this, hop, hop, squat, hop, hop, squat. Keep the core tight when you go down. Trying to keep your body up. Every time you go down, you're using that core and your legs. Remember, at our age, you want to do more than one thing at a time. So the exercises that we do are compound moves, and that core is working. We're about halfway there, you guys. Good job. Good job. You take the break, take the break. Kim shows you the modified. The modified is just step, step, step. That's your modified. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. Going back to the ground. called alternating heel tap. So you're sitting down in the seat sit, right? Hands kind of in front of you, body back just a little, right? And you're taking legs, just alternating. Just alternating your legs. It seems like it's nothing, but as you sit there, this is tough for me. All right, both feet out and hold. Both feet in. Both feet out and hold, heels down. Both feet in, hold, heels down. You see how Kim has her arms behind her? That's something you can do as well.
They can't see me, but okay, you can show
So
me.
she has her hands back here,
That's to hold my.
right? That's if your core's not as strong. The stronger it gets, you can hold them out front, or you can start to move your hands down, right? So now we're going to lift our feet up and down. So up and down. Both heels up, both heels down. So you're thinking shoulders down and back. Both heels up.
You can slide for the modified
Both heels down.
version. You're sliding your
Both heels up,
legs in like this.
both heels down. Both heels up. 4, 3, 2, reset. Bend your back knee. Take your front leg up in the air. Hold it. If you need to put your hands back, that's fine. But you're thinking shoulders back and retracted so you can keep the pressure in the core. Front leg down, back leg up.
This is this.
Yes. Breathe it out. 3, 2, 1. Reset. Bring it up in the air. So now we're running. We're running again. Turn left. Turn center. Squat. Bring it up. Start running. Turn left. Turn center. Squat slow. Bring it up. Run. Turn left. Squat. Bring it up. Turn left. Turn center. Squat. Bring it up. Turn right. Turn center. Squat. Bring it up. Turn left. Turn center. Squat. Bring it up. So you're getting your heart rate up a little bit. And you're holding that, you're doing slow in that squat, so you're using that core. Right? Hold them down. Last one. Last one. Back to the floor. So we're going to do the last round we did. We're going to make it a little harder because we're going to keep our feet off the ground. So here we go. Heel tap.
We're challenging, not hard.
Heel tap. And the heel that you extend doesn't touch the ground.
Now we can, with the modified,
So with the modified, touch the ground.
and hold your core in tight because
Right. Speed is your friend on this one. So reset yourself. Heels out in front of you. Bring them off the ground. Bring them in and tap. Bring them back out, off the ground. Bring them in and tap. Bring them out, off the ground. Flex your feet. Don't point, flex. Bring them in and back. Tap. Bring them out, off the ground, shoulders back, retract it, in that core. Bring them in. So now back foot at 45 or 90. Your front foot out, right? This time your hands off the ground if you can. If you can't take them off the ground, then keep them on the ground. You can reach out, you can reach wide, whatever's best for your posture. I go wide so I can keep my shoulders down and keep it in my core. You're almost there. You're almost there. You see my legs start to float down, right? Reset, reset. Bring it back down, right? You're going to that same leg. This time it's up and down. This time it's up and down. Up and down. Up and down. Put it down. We're going to switch to the other leg. We're going to go up and down. 5, 4, 3, 2. I went too long on the first leg the first time. It was my fault.
okay.
Right. So we're coming up. Coming up. Sorry about the misbalance. So this one is pretty tough. So the regular move, I'm gonna show you, keep that leg up. And you're just kicking out. You're bouncing on your back foot. And you're just kicking out. So the modified move is just this. Just running straight. All right? So I'm gonna switch legs. So the deal with this, even if you're doing the modified, is you try to keep that knee as high as you can and that body erect.
This is the.
So if you can't keep it off the ground, then just do the modified. Same thing. It's the same exact exercise. I'm floating off the screen. 3, 2, 1. Back down. Now we're doing back core. So we're going to do something called Superman. So you're on your stomach, right? Make sure you can see all of me. And what you're doing is you're lifting your feet off the ground, like squeezing that butt, lower back. Your hands off the ground, thumbs in the air, like you're Superman flying. Now you're not looking up too much, right? You're trying to keep your neck and everything is super, neutral spine, rest. Bring it back up. This time, bring your hands back. It's like you're doing a lat bar. Like pulling the lat bar down. You're squeezing that back. Your focus is in the back. Now, if it's too hard for you to keep your feet up, put them down. Right? Then lift them back up. That way you're engaging your whole back. It's important that you keep your head and neck in neutral spine. Reset. Reset. This time, you're just going to bring your hands over your butt and back up. You're just going back and forth. There you go. Squeeze that booty. Squeeze that lower back. Use them shoulders. This burns because we don't use these muscles. 3, 2, 1. Now we're going into Rocket Man, where all you do is put your hands back like you're floating through the sky, and you just hold it there. So you're thinking lift on this. You're thinking shoulders back and down, chest high as much as you can. You need to take a break, relax. Bring it back in. You take another break, relax. Bring it back in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring them up. Go into child's pose here because you just used your back. Right now, step up, stand up. Take your time, one leg at a time. Last thing up is your head. Start running in place. Add the arms. You can't see my arms. Doing mountain climbers. So on this, we haven't done a lot of cardio, so you should have more energy than yesterday. You should be able to get your knees up.
This is the modified version. It's just stepping. We're getting on those tiptoes and core tight.
If you want to add twist to it, go side to side. If not, stay still. Keep them knees as high as you can. Chest up. Breathe. I felt myself getting lazy. 3, 2, 1. Back to the ground, baby. Back to that Superman. Well, not Superman, I'm sorry. Going to a low plank. You're going to bring foot in, foot out. Other foot in, other foot out. In, out. In, out. If you can't do that, you're on your knee. Stretch your knee out and in. Knee out and in. Pull back. Now I'm going up, up, back, back. Foot up, next foot up. Both feet back. Up, up, back, back. You got this in your shoulders. You got this in your core. You got this in your lower back. Up, back, back. Here you go. We're going to add another progression to it. Up, up, butt in the air. down, back, back. Up, up, butt in the air, down, back, back. What's the modified move? The modified move is up, up, back, back. Up, up, rest. Up, back, back, okay? Hold it in that V. Just down and up. Down and up. Trying to keep that straight line between your head and the top of your butt. Which means you have to not shrug them shoulders. You have to release them shoulders. I don't know the modified move on this one.
It's the same.
It's the same? Okay.
Yeah, you just.
So if you want to increase intensity, you bring your knees in closer. Reset yourself. Quick child's pose. Then bring them up. Last thing up is your head. Again, we're running in place. Right? We're going to a tabletop move. If you need to hold something, hold it. So you put your back foot up and out. Bring it up. Spin it up. Now you're going to do the other foot. Reach out. Hold it. Ready, go. Run it up.
Head to be down.
Looking straight at the ground.
Okay.
So I have horrible posture. I have to focus on trying to get my back straight. Bring it up. I'm actually doing pretty good today. If you need to bend the floor, the legs on the floor, that's fine. Run it out. 3, 2, 1. Last move. I'm going to show you the modified first. Right? It's a pyramid, so you're going to do 7. So you go down, step back. That's your modified. Just down, back, up. So it's not a modified. You're going down, back, in, up. Down, 2 of them. 1, 2, up. We're going to do 7, 3, and up. Down, 1, 2, 3, 4, and up. Down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and up. Here it is from the side. Down.
Now watching.
1,
Step.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and up. Last one, last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I forgot that wasn't the last move. We got to run in place. Finish it off. 30 seconds, baby. You got 30 seconds left. 30 seconds. Woo! Ready? Slow. Slow. Tighten it. Kim got the modified. You're not leaving the ground.
Pull it tight, Phil.
Hold it. Hold it. 10 seconds. Come on. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You just nailed
Day 9.
Woo!
Day
Keep
9.
moving.
There's no joke.
Gotta cool down. Heart rate should be up a little bit now. We like to finish strong. In those exercises, I'm gonna move. So inhale up. Exhale down. Feet wide. Inhale up, all the way up. Exhale down. We're going to go. I'm sorry. This time, hold it up. All the way up. Right? Hands down right in front of you. Press your palms out. Keep your feet wide. This time you're rounding your back. Just like this from the side. Stretching out the center back. Now push your butt out a little so you get that lower back in. Now inhale up. Exhale down. Bring it up. Exhale down. Chin to your chest. And then collapse your body down. Roll down. Roll down. So as you go down, spread your feet just a little wider than shoulder width apart. Grab the back of your hamstrings and pull your chest to your knees. Keep your legs straight. Only go as far as you can. Now, put your hands to the floor. This time, put your hands behind your ankles. Pull yourself to your chest. And when you pull yourself to pull your chest to your knees, try to tighten your quads. And you'll feel that more in your hamstring. Hold it there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release your quads. And you should be able to pull yourself down a little further. 3, 2, 1. Put your hands up behind your back like this. Lift them up in the air so that you're stretching out that chest. All right, bring them down. Right. Again, take your feet, point them out. Your hands are on the floor, or if you can't get them on the floor, get them on your knees, on your feet, on your shins, wherever. You're just lifting your body is straight out. You're just lifting your butt. I want you to stretch right there. And I want you to stretch that back out. Right there, you stretch the back. Right there, you got your hamstrings. I want you to put your hands back on your knees, right? So we're going to cat-cow. Bring it up. Now here's the first time I've done this with you guys. You're going to go into a lunge position. This last stretch. So you want that back leg back, right? And I want your body up. Put your hands on your knees, right? That back leg you are trying to keep straight. You're tightening that butt, right? Hands up. Keep the body up. You should feel that in that. All right, hands out to the side. Exhale, exhale. Down, forward, forward, forward. Hands down to the ground. Put both your hands on the inside of your foot. Try to touch your shoulder to your knee if you can. Keeping that back leg straight. 3, 2, 1. Right hand on whatever hand's on the same knee. Push yourself up. Keep yourself there. Come all the way back up. Stand straight. Other leg back. Make sure your mats don't move. Hands up. Stretching this whole right here. Hands out, body erect. Exhale and lean forward. Hands down, both sides of your leg. Till you get set. Get your back straight, butt down as much as you can. Bring both to the inside. Try to touch that knee and shoulder. Hold it. Hold it. Walk yourself back up. You need that help getting back up. Back to the prone position. Bring it down. Stand up. God, we thank you for another day. Thank you for the ability to live, move, and have our being in you. We command the day that we'll accomplish everything that's set in front of us, that will help somebody as we travel along.
And we'll be wise about what we say, how we say it, and when we say it. We'll pay attention to wisdom when it lets us know to save those pearls for the wise.
Day 9, done, baby. Great job, you guys.
Make it a great day.
Or not.
Because the choice is always yours.